Would you say that most of the kind of future technology efforts that you're overseeing are within the drone or counter-drone space? And if they're not, are there any other examples you can kind of showcase for us?
Yeah,
within an unclassified setting,
absolutely.
of course.
Yeah, please keep me from getting fired. That would be great. I think we are doing a lot with drones. Robotics, AI, all of that is now coming together for us. We're doing it on the land, in the air, on the sea, and subsurface, all simultaneously. In addition to that, I think we're experimenting with a lot of tactics, techniques, and procedures on how we would actually integrate these. And so what we call organic precision fires, or what many refer to as loitering munitions, how do we get that into the hands of the Marines and get them the reps and sets on that particular piece of equipment, so that we can employ those in ethical ways that enable us to be more efficiently lethal on the battlefield. You
mentioned earlier kind of how the technology is developing so fast these days. Do you see it kind of reaching a point where the technology will get to a certain kind of baseline level and you can build off that? Or is it always going to be a race in this day and age going forward to keep up with those technological advancements?
Well, I think it's always going to be something that's going to continue to evolve. I think it's just the pace of that evolution is so rapid now that we aren't necessarily used to that. Starting flying F-18s back in the 90s, you would have IR countermeasures, and then there'd be a countermeasure, and then you'd come out with something to combat that as well. It's a similar thing now, only back then we were dealing in, generally years as those systems would continue to evolve. Now we're talking about months, if not weeks. And so the speed and pace at which that's changing now just complicates how we get new kit to the Marines, how we get that forward, how we train them on that, and then continue that evolution. I think many of you will see in open source that, currently in Ukraine, some of those munitions and some of those unmanned aerial systems, they're changing rapidly in weeks and months. And so how do you then try to procure something that's always going to continue to evolve? Contested logistics and the ability to maneuver in the littorals becomes key. And for that, what we're looking at is trying to acquire systems that we deem risk-worthy, meaning that we don't necessarily want to just waste them, but we'd rather put something in there that's autonomous, that doesn't have humans on it, that can do some of these higher risk missions without having personnel put in that riskier situation. I think a great example we have that we're working with right now, we got from the OSD's Raider program. We were able to accelerate what we call the autonomous low profile vessel. Truth be told, this is just a narco boat. We stole the idea from friends down south. And so this is 55 feet long, completely autonomous. It's able to go hundreds or thousands of miles. It's able to carry weapon systems that we have that are new. It can carry fuel, it can carry food, it can carry pretty much anything you want to put in it. And we've had the ability, what's really interesting from my perspective, is we actually took a Marine cook, and in 21 days, we trained him to operate this system using P-LEO, and we were able to drive it from islands in Japan while it's operating off the west coast of the United States. And that's an example there of a capability that then can enable us to have resupply with a risk-worthy vessel in contested environments and then help resupply the force.